Hey everybody, Coach Elijah here. I've got a question for you this morning. Are you feeling frustrated, whether at work or in a relationship or wherever, whatever else you're involved with, whether that's maybe a sports team or an organization? Um, what if what if you could get past that frustration and kind of get yourself out of the uh, situation itself and kind of look at it from an outsider's perspective? Do you think that would be helpful? One of the books I'm planning on reading soon is by Jocko Willink, and it's called Extreme Ownership. And basically, he talks about being able to detach yourself from the situation and see from an outsider's perspective. And a lot of times, you get to see more of the picture because when we're in it, we kind of get that tunnel vision. So, one thing we want to talk about today is how do we influence, but also how do we connect with people? Because a lot of our frustrations, whether on a team or in an organization or even in family relationships or personal relationships, really comes down to how are we connecting and how are we communicating with that other person or the other people on our team. And a lot of times, frustration comes from just seeing it from different viewpoints. So my question to you also today is, if you're feeling frustrated, are you seeing it only from your viewpoint or are you seeing it from other people's viewpoints? One of the ways we can really look at how are you looking at the situation is what is your communication style? So one of the things I offer is something called the DISC, which looks at, are you more outgoing or are you more reserved? Are you more task oriented or are you more people oriented? Now, every one of us shows bits and pieces of each one of these four areas, but which ones are dominant? Those are your priorities, and that's how you like to be talked to, and that's how you prefer to talk to other people. But if we're opposites, and I'm more of an outgoing person, I'm talking to a reserved person, I might have to slow things down. And the frustration often comes because we're trying to meet somebody on our terms and trying to get them to come to us instead of bridging the gap and going over to them. So I would highly suggest if you're feeling frustrated at work, in your organization, in your family relationship, whatever the frustration is, let's see how you communicate, and then let's compare that to how the other people are communicating to you, and see if we can start to bridge that gap and bring us back together. Um, this really goes into pretty much all the things that we talk about when it comes to leadership and personal growth and everything like that. This goes into, though, what John Maxwell calls the law of influence. And influence is really all it takes to be a leader. I don't have to have a title. I don't have to be a manager. I don't have to be over somebody to have influence on them. I simply have to be able to feed into them and help kind of dictate where they go or help guide where they go. I shouldn't say dictate, I meant guide. Um, but that influence is what gives us the ability to lead. The more connection we have over just being able to communicate with somebody, the more influence we're going to have. So reach out if you're interested in figuring out what your communication style is. This can lead to a lot more smooth communication with people. It can make teams more efficient. It can make organizations more profitable, more productive. So reach out. Let's get you in. Let's get the assessment taken and get started, because this has been a huge eye opener for myself. Really being able to step out and look at situations from the outside in and see where the disconnect was, because I was looking at it one way and my friend, family member, coworker was looking at it another, and friction began because I wanted to go one way with the communication, they wanted to go the other, even though we both still had the same goal in mind. So I'd love to help you and your family, your team, your organization do better, be more efficient, get to connection, and get past just the words of communication. So have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.